It's earnings season on Wall Street, and in Oklahoma that means a look at the oil and gas, the energy industry, to see what those numbers are. First quarter numbers are coming in. Here to help us explain it, Adam Wilmoth from the Oklahoman's business desk. Adam, thanks for your time today. I know a busy day for you. Yesterday we saw first quarter numbers from Devon. Today, Continental, Chesapeake, and Sandridge weighed in. What are we seeing here?
That's right. Probably no surprise. The energy companies are getting beat up a little bit this quarter. The price of oil is about half of where it was a year ago, and their earnings reflect that. Revenue's also about half of what it was last year. There's some accounting charges that have led to some of the companies to face to report multi-billion-dollar losses, and that certainly is not good for shareholders. But again, not really a surprise. Companies tend to they get valued in part because of the oil that's still on the ground that they haven't produced yet, and so they'll have to pay, or they have to report how much that asset is worth, how much that oil on the ground is worth. And with oil prices again at half of where they were a year ago, those assets are worth a lot less, and so they have to report a charge to the SEC. It's not a cash charge. It's not no money changes hands, but it does mark down the value of the companies.
No, you're working on Chesapeake Energy, reporting a net loss of nearly $3.8 billion in the first quarter. As you mentioned, driven down by an almost $5 billion non-cash impairment charge related to the price of oil.
Right. But even without that, with the revenues cut in half, even if you look just at the cash flow and the actual dollars changing hand, the energy companies considered adjusted earnings, and even with those, they're facing losses of most of the companies are facing losses of several million dollars, several $100 million. It's a rough quarter. It's a rough time for the industry. I think everybody's hoping that prices recover and they can wait it out until then. We have seen some layoffs. We have seen some changes, but for the most part, the big production companies that are reporting now are hoping prices will recover. We heard it from Chesapeake this morning, and some of the other companies will report their earnings call. We'll hear from their executives tomorrow. But I think what we're hearing is the companies are spending this time trying to improve their technology, improve their processes, so that if and when prices do recover, they'll be able to jump back in and keep their production going.
That's a good point. If our readers and viewers see this and see these big numbers, my goodness, $3.8 billion, $5 billion, those seem like large numbers. But what were you hearing from Doug Lawler this morning as he's talking to shareholders about these numbers? Well,
he was talking about, of course, the companies they're gonna talk about the best things they can, and right now that's the future. It's not today, and so they're gonna look at how they can improve their processes. They're gonna look at these companies have good assets in the ground. They've been very successful over the last few years, and they're pointing out that it's really not anything that they're doing right now. It's that the commodity price is half of what it was, and they really have no control over that.
And you've spoken with Continental's Harold Hamm at this very desk, and he told you, hey, right now things may not look so great, but we're looking at the long play, right?
That's right, and that's they've had success over the last several years as prices have gone up. They're struggling a little bit this year as prices have gone down. It is a very cyclical industry. Prices are probably going to go back up. They actually have gone back up quite a bit over the last 6 weeks, and we'll see if that continues, and we'll see where things are next quarter.
But the first quarter numbers, not such good news for the energy industry here in Oklahoma. Adam Wilmoth, follow his coverage in the Oklahoman and online at newsok.com. Adam, we appreciate your analysis today.
Thank you.